Hey guys, welcome to my homestead education. Smoke's finally starting to clear away. It's a bit hazy out here. But earlier this summer I did a video about how much we had lost as far as in our garden. We had a big die-off this late spring, early summer. We lost most of our tomatoes, our peas, lettuce, cabbage, everything pretty much. Very little made it. What did was very sick, and surprisingly some of it's producing now. We did replant. As you can see, we have lots of basil. We're getting ready to come in here and harvest the seed from the basil. It's just producing like gangbusters. I'm going to try to get some rosemary starts. We have a couple of rosemary plants that are doing okay. We're going to try to do what we can to keep those going through the winter. Swiss chard looks pretty good right there. But and we're going to get some stuff in here. Cabbage going again. My son left the gate open 2 weeks ago, and the cabbage we had planted just started coming up. We also had beets. The sheep got in. They enjoy those sprouts. They ate pretty good. But here in the greenhouse, we have nothing very impressive. As you can see over here, we have one good squash plant. It's got a couple of good zucchini in here. Yeah, there's one right there. And you know, it's actually a little too big, but should still make a good meal for the family. And I'll set it over here. This is a avocado tree. Started out of our compost. But we have a couple tomato plants. This one's starting to produce. We got some small tomatoes on some of these over here. But the purple hull peas, I'm excited. We planted these out in, let's see, I believe it was July 20th, somewhere in there. And they have filled up this entire side. And apparently the package I got has two varieties of purple hull peas. The lighter green ones seem to be indeterminate or vining purple hull peas, and some of the others in the back there, like this one here, are bush variety. But look, this is our first ripe purple hull. If you've never had purple hulls peas, they're considered a cow pea. They like warm environments. It gets hot up here in the summer, so they do well here. But we're getting a lot of them. This one's ready to pick today. These will be ready tomorrow, and these probably tomorrow, the next day. It doesn't take long. Last week they all look like this right here, this little one. So they get big quick. They ripen quickly. There's a lot of blooms on here. You can see some of the yellow flowers in here. They are all over the place. Here's another group of the small peas ready to pick sometime, hopefully next week. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick, well, not pick, tomorrow we're probably gonna come out here. I gotta clear some of this, some of these weeds gotten out of hand. But we have a greenhouse clear plastic. It's supposed to last 5 to 8 years. But we roll it up every summer when we don't need it. And I'm hoping by rolling it up and then putting it in, rolling it up in tarps, it will extend the life based on, you know, the amount of UV it gets. So we're gonna stretch that back out tomorrow, and or the next day, somewhere in there, and let it start heating up the ground real good. I do have to come in here. The weeds have just gotten out of control in here, and I'm afraid early next summer I'm gonna have to do some solar treatments in here where I come in here and I cover everything with a clear or black plastic, water it really good, and let it get 100+ degrees, and just let it steam for about a week or two and kill all the roots. Because this stuff right here, you can pick until the cows come home, I've picked it clean in here at least a dozen times this summer. It's not easy to pick this stuff. This is thistle. And then I also have, some of you may know what this stuff is. I've seen stuff online. It says it's edible, but it's not really what I want to eat. It looks like something my animals eat. But it's these vines, and they have like these little elephant ear shaped leaves on them. And it is a native plant, I believe, here in Idaho, is what I've seen. And they are edible. Whether they're very good for you or not, I don't know. But I mean, they don't stop growing. They get these, I pulled some of these roots out that were 1.5 feet long, and I still heard them snapping underground. So we have that issue with the weeds this year, and I really, really don't want to use something like Roundup or any other kind of chemical toxin. I'd rather just grow with the stuff. I'd rather not have it at all. And this is the first time I've ever had it this bad. We're looking at, there's a few tomatoes in here. They're small. Some of these are cherry tomatoes. Here's some small cherry tomatoes I'm excited about because we had no tomatoes earlier this summer. Didn't look like we were going to have any. And we have this one pepper plant. And I don't even know what it's doing, what it is. But I mean, the peppers in here are huge. These are the biggest peppers I've ever grown. We picked one out of here last week, and I'm not exaggerating. It was more than twice as long as this. This sucker came down to about where my pinky is down here. I mean, it was by far the biggest pepper I've ever grown. And they're pretty good, and they're hot. They're really hot. I thought I planted a jalapeno over here. But I mean, look at them. Look at those peppers. They're everywhere in there. And they're really good. They look like a wax pepper or something. But anyhow, they're really good. Maybe some of you guys know what this is and could tell me. I'm going to save some of the seeds. It's the best growing pepper I've ever had out here. I've grown some good ones, but not like this. Zach Bauer at American Homestead. Maybe you know. I know you are a big pepper fan, or Papa Pepper, either one of you. If you know what this is, let me know. I'd like to label my seed because we're going to collect seed from these peppers. Anyhow, just wanted to share with you what we're doing today. Tomorrow, I got to go see the cows I help manage. I think you'll love them. Scottish Highlanders, they're absolutely gorgeous. And the field they're at has some plum trees, so we're going to pick some plums, hopefully, and get ready for some plum preserves, jelly, some plum wine. I really got to get some more wine equipment. And I'm going to try to walk you through the process I do with peach, plum, blackberry wine, elderberry wine, any kind of wine I can make this year. I'm really trying to get all the fruit I can to do so. I've never made it, really want to. I've always wanted to. So I'm really looking forward to what we can do this year. So anyhow, this is my homestead education. Just coming at you. Just wanted to show you a little bit. You can plant late in the Northwest and expect to get something out of your harvest. Don't know if it'll be as big as if we'd have planted it in June. I doubt it. But we are going to have a harvest of purple hull peas, some peppers, some tomatoes. And again, we just planted these. This is September, I don't even know, 10th, 11th, something like that today. And we planted this stuff out in July, like the 20th of July. So you're talking about, what, just over 6 weeks? 42, 45 days, something like that. That's pretty good, considering these purple hull peas say 60 days before you start expecting fruit. We're 2 weeks ahead on most of it. And a lot of it we had planted out mid-July, and the sprouts came up and the grasshoppers killed them off, and we replanted them a week later. So some of them are even younger than that. So anyhow, I'm very excited about everything that's happening in here. It's not a garden that I'm proud of as far as production. It's the worst garden I have ever done in Texas or in Idaho. Never had one this bad. But It's a good time. You know, I've often wondered how late can you plant up here and still expect to get food from those plants. But usually I have, this whole thing is full of tomatoes and peppers and cabbage and everything else we need. So I've never tried to plant another patch somewhere as a test patch. So I guess this year is the year I'm just testing stuff out just to see. It's a beautiful day here though, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a little bit. If you're in the Northwest, just know we have so much daylight in the summer here. I think it makes up for a week and a half to 2 weeks of what your packages will say you need for mature fruit. So if it says 60 days, we have some here that's 45. It's 2 weeks early. So I'm excited about that. That's kind of cool to me. In fact, it means to me that if you can get it in fast enough, if you have a good late spring and May, you might be able to get 2 plantings and 2 harvestings. I don't know. Of course, these vines, they'll keep producing all summer. So I wish they would have taken off in May. I would have vines up to here, and they'd still have. I'd have been shelling peas for the last 2 months. So, anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the watches. Appreciate all the upvotes and the comments. And I hope you're learning something. I hope I'm learning something. Sometimes I feel like I'm just running in circles or spinning my tires, but slowly but surely we're moving forward. We will get to where we can grow most of our own food someday, and hopefully have surplus where we can trade with others who do better at different things. Maybe their beef or their milk or butter, or other plants that we have a hard time growing. They grow great, so that's our hope. And but for now, this is Aaron and My Homestead Education. Y'all have a wonderful day.